Guys, we've got to talk about it. SuperCard is broken, and not just broken in the, oh, there's a little tiny glitch. No. This game is full on, smashed up, hammer to the leg, broken. And it's about time that we got serious and asked, when is this gonna be fixed? Because sometimes with these glitches, it's not just what happens at the time, but it's the after effect as well. And oh, let me tell you, there's a lot of those. It seems that Unhinged Rarity literally unhinged the game, with Ring Domination and Psychopath specifically having the biggest problems. So let's go back to the very beginning of the Rarity, and that was just over a week ago. People logged on, they got their freebies, they got their extra cards, they opened their packs, and then some jumped out of the game and then logged back into their game to see it all gone. Like literal dust in the wind, it all got Thanos'd. Now, after a couple of days and lots of communication from the guys at Cat Daddy or WWE SuperCard, whatever you want to name it, this was eventually fixed. Now, the good thing is that everyone got back what they wanted. The bad part is that on top of that, some people were giving extra BattlePass cards. So there's now, including one of my members of my team, as you can see, someone has 2 Stephanie Vakirs, and in fact there's apparently one person going around with 2 F3 Stephanie Vakirs. A good friend of mine actually got their rewards back 4 times over. So all their freebies, all their Team Stomping Ground packs, all their King of the Rings, they got it, they lost it, then got it back, and then got it back again and again and again. Now, this did cause some problems with Psychopath, but we'll come back to that because it gets worse. But you know how it could get better? By you liking this video. In fact, I know that, hey, I know Adam over there. Yeah, Adam's done it. He's done it. And Jessica. Yeah, Jessica, I know you did it, but did you? I know you've done it. Yeah, and you, but have you? The best part is it only takes 2 seconds to hit the thumbs up. So me, Jessica, and Adam, and Bob. Yeah, Bob always likes the video then. We're just gonna sit back and wait. Gonna time it. Whoa! Okay, that was fast. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing so. In fact, I'm going to say in the comment section down below, I want to know how you guys have gotten on with this. Have you taken a break because of the glitch, or have you seen more problems? What's the worst glitch you've ever seen in SuperCard? Ever? You can go back all the way to season 1. Yeah, drop those in the comments and I'll be hearting some at random because you guys are the best. The next one came in the form of Ring Domination. We've got this brand new version of Ring Domination, which I'm going to say now is amazing. I love the extra packs, I love the quickness, and I really loved that, you know, we got things a little bit easier this week. The event only ended yesterday. There was good reason for that. Well, the first set of reasons was because of the cards being lost. The second reason was because people were losing their progress, having completed 3 or 4 or 5 cards and then being told, oh yeah, you actually did nothing. All their progress was just being wiped, which eventually was fixed. Big problem. Some people have completed Carrying Cross and then we're being given more Carrying Crosses, so now we have pro Carrying Crosses everywhere. So just to mention, we're like 2 or 3 days in here, so it's already kind of packed. But it gets worse. Much worse. Then it came time for the compensation, and we got a beautiful free pack. Everyone was getting their rewards back. All was good. The compensation pack came with a bunch of the skull tokens for Psychopath, credits, super coins, and someone had to ruin it because somewhere, somehow, a bunch of people were able to use that to their advantage. And when I say to their advantage, we're glitching the pack out to such an extent that we had players running around with 10 F3 abysses. I actually came up against one of these guys in a TLC match I was recording for this video. Because the packs had all the skull tokens and the pack was being glitched, this was repeating several times over, and some were even able to do it hundreds if not thousands of times, meaning they were completing Psychopath multiple times over. Now thankfully the guys at SuperCard did withdraw the pack, and apparently we're going to get another free pack at the end of the week, which is nice to hear, and thanks to the guys at the CD for doing that. And I wish that it stopped there, but oh no, it gets worse. Because today we had the introduction of Jordynne Grace. And I already have one of the Jordynne Graces already, and I'm going to open the Pure Power bundle in just a moment. But this glitch came from one of these packs here, and I'm not going to show you which one or how to do this, because honestly, it is pretty terrible. I'd say it's probably the worst glitch impact-wise that this could have in the game's 11-year history. Not only that, but just to clarify, existing players cannot benefit from this. So I'm not telling you because I get some kind of bonus for it. Another reason is I don't want to come across as being that guy again. I did this a long time ago where I used to expose glitches and tell people how to do them, and it put me in a really bad light with the guys at 2K and Cat Daddy, and I just don't want that smoke no more. But what's so bad about this? Well, it allows a literal fresh, brand new, shiny, clean account to get to the top level, the top rarity with one of the best decks in the game within 1 hour and not playing a single match. And the effects of this are, well, I'll just show you on screen. They're pretty diabolical. Whilst I go and grab my bonus pack, which is right here, where you get 15 skull tokens, 5 of the collectibles, and a chance, it's a 5% chance, but not a huge chance of getting Jordynne Grace. We've got to talk about how this gets fixed, because it's all well and good putting the fixes in place, but unless we rebalance the game, this is a big problem. But as of yet, we have seen no action from the guys at SuperCard about actually pulling some of this back and going, whoa, new rarities just dropped. Why has everyone got free pros everywhere? I can't imagine it's good for the game, but this balance-wise, competitively and non-competitively, completely screws the game. And I think it's about time that something was done about this to get this rarity back on track, because it's been a week now and we're still having people running around with cards that, you know, without saying nastily, they shouldn't have. It also has an impact on players like me, who I didn't see any of the glitches, which is fine. And I hope I say this in the right way, but why should I be putting my money into SuperCard as a game as purchasing items, credits, etc., when I could just get lucky and get it for free just by being in the right place at the right time? Then we have the issue of campaign. And again, I'm not going to go through the specifics. I'm at the end and a guide will be coming out. But there is something in campaign that's allowing people to get themselves, well, let's just say, through campaign with ease. And something that usually is quite a big challenge is being turned into barely a brisk walk. And by the end of day one, you had something close to 20 plus people completing something that should take at least 3 to 4, 5 days at least, and now we're coming up on like 200 plus people completing this within the first week. And the thing is that I am in the know of exactly what's been going on, and the fact that nothing's been done about it is, I'm gonna say it, pretty laughable. Whilst there's no difference between getting number 1 and getting number 10,000 of this Ultimate Warrior card in the next 60 days, what incentive is there to go for future cards in campaign mode, or any card in general in this game, if you're spending money, when someone can glitch and exploit their way through it with ease? And the thing is that the fault of this lies purely at the feet of Cat Daddy and the guys at SuperCard. And I hope that they do something to kind of course correct, because at the moment they're being very quiet, and I'm going to be honest, as a player, I don't like it. And I know for a fact I ain't the only one. Here is my pro Jordynne Grace, and I'm going to say it now, I have actually changed my mind, and I'm not going to give them the money for this Pure Power pack, because why should I? People can get this card for free, in fact multiple copies of it, by doing nothing. And people will say it's salty, and you know what? It is, because I don't see a reason why I should have to. And I'm sure there's going to be people on both sides thinking maybe I'm being a little bit OTT, and maybe there's others who are like, oh yeah, screw it, why should we pay for something that, you know, other people are just getting with a finger click for doing nothing? Where's the fairness? Where's the balance in that? I'm gonna go out there some way, somehow. There needs to be a way of pulling back on all the stuff that's been given out, out if it was glitched or exploited. The more pressing issues are the Abyss cards and the Jordynne Grace cards. When it comes to the campaign side, I genuinely believe there needs to be some kind of punishment, because otherwise this stuff's just going to keep happening. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments down below, but we do have a very special Jordynne Grace Pro to get, and we're going to see a pro animation right about now. It is a beautiful image, by the way. Stunning image, great card, great design, guys. A Cat Daddy knocked that one out of the park. Personally, I think that this is one of those one image only cards, and you know what, it really goes with our Unhinged card as well, so yeah, that rocks. This rarity has so much promise, but it's just being ruined, and I hope it changes. There we got a little bit of an update because some things have happened. You may have noticed during the video there was a little update from Zach, who's the community manager, and they have addressed some of the current outstanding issues. Effectively, they're saying that this was a big mistake, people did exploit it and did go a little bit further than they should have done, but ultimately it was a SuperCard issue, not an exploit outside the game's reach. Therefore, no one's got to be worried about being banned, and they're going to make changes to the cards. So if you're able to get more than one of the Abyss cards pro'd, well, that card will now turn into a carrying cross. There was one person who was able to benefit quite well from this glitch who showed an entire deck worth of carrying crosses. These are the regular unhinged ones, by the way, not the event card. Any duplicate Stephanie Vakir cards have now been changed into Adriana Rizzo's, and I will say I like this approach, so they're not actually taking too much away. You're not going to get the overpowered crazy card you had, but they're not going to leave you without a card in your deck. They've also addressed the Jordynne Grace issue before it could get out of control. Thank God. Firstly, if you go into the collectibles pack, you'll notice that the lockout pack now is limited to 10. This is where a lot of the problem was. They've also made big changes to the amount of collectibles people had and the number of skull tokens for those who took advantage of it, but the cards are not going anywhere according to the guys over at Cat Daddy. Whether this is going to cause a problem, it remains to be seen. It's probably going to take a while to seep in. All I've noticed is that the Abyss cards have not disappeared on those accounts, but they have on the others. Now, the one thing that hasn't been addressed is the campaign issue. Now, I did ask directly and indirectly whether this is something that was going to be addressed, but got nothing back, so I'm kind of stuck. All I can really say is that this needs to be fixed. This needs to be addressed, because the difference between the campaign issue and the other issues were that the wider ones were exploits of bugs. This other one is something much more serious and could cause larger problems down the road. And whilst the effects aren't as far reaching, it's still something that I think needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. Apparently this issue has been around for the last 3 campaign maps, which would explain how people have been able to get the cards so quickly. I know that the issue's being investigated, and maybe it's a case that they want to be doubly sure of their actions before something's done, but in my opinion, these cards need to be taken away from the individuals who got them with these less honest methods. We'll have to wait and see what happens. One last addition to make to the deck though, and it is broken because it is breaker time. 2 Bron breakers ready to collect. New Boom special edition cards, and I wonder just how OP he's gonna be. He does have the benefit of having that Wrestlemania 41 boost. Could potentially be a big one for the final couple of matches in campaign. I'm never one of these guys that manages to get lucky with these, by the way. I know some people play one game of Boom and they get the special card immediately. I'm not one of those guys. For some reason, maybe I just don't have the luck with me. Now, one of my favorite Bron images is this one, but I think it doesn't go as well as this special edition one. Just how strong is Mr. Breaker? Well, we're about to find out. Will he be as strong as this boy over here, by the way, Mr. Tyrese Haliburton, who's getting a Premier Gold card thanks to the NBA playoffs, and obviously 2K have got that joint relationship of NBA and WWE together, and we don't know how to get that card yet, but as soon as we know how, well, it'll be right in front of your faces. I sincerely hope that this one and Tyrese's card, that they specifically can't be broken. I mean, without any equipment or momentum, he's actually better than my F3 Champa, who's got equipment on him. So that should tell you roughly everything you need to know about the SuperCard as of this moment. Although he's not as strong as Jordynne Grace, which is interesting. In fact, Jordynne Grace 3-stats him. He gets crushed. But if you're looking for some brand new, special, locked away limited edition cards, go to this video over here, or check out this one just down here for the latest on the channel. I will see you guys hopefully when they fixed all this stuff. But yeah, see you later. Bye.